Okay, so let's look at the. Okay, so let's look at the next lesson, which is the evolution of marketing concepts. Um, so let's look at how the main aim of this class or this training is to show how marketing evolved from the early days of commerce to what it is now. So we're going to start from the top. I hope. Right. So let's look at the first stage. So the first stage, marketing was focused on product orientation. Businesses were primarily focused on how good a product is, the quality of the product. The belief then was that if a product was properly made, it would naturally find its market. So back then, of course, there was a lot of talks on capitalism and all of that. Um, many marketers believed that they didn't have to do much, which in actual essence they really didn't, because the market somehow easily, seamlessly filtered off products that people didn't like. So it was the one that the products that were mostly that were built properly were the ones that dominated the market. So early days of tobacco, selling cigarettes, it was the feel good products that made me in communities, because they were usually small scale, area based sales, area based marketing. So the best and the most the one that was the highly the most recommended by users was the one that dominated the market. So marketers didn't really have to do much. They just had to focus on the fact that whatever product is being made has to be made well. So from that, they moved from that orientation to sales orientation. So as more products started coming in, competition began. Um, you began to see more competition within an area. Marketers shifted their focus from just product marketing to aggressive sales. It was at this point you find that the best known is the best. You can have the best product out there, but if people don't know what you're doing, people don't know what your product is. If there's no awareness of your product, it didn't move market, it didn't even stay in the market. So the emphasis of this orientation was to persuade customers to buy existing products rather than understanding their needs. So it wasn't about the customers at that first. It was more like, okay, so hey, we've created the product. Now you must buy what we've created, whether you need it or not. We just want to make sure that at the end of the month we hit our targets and we keep moving. So that was the orientation at some phase. Then it had its pros and cons. Of course, the more that went on, the more people started avoiding sales agents like plagues, like sales cold calls and all of that. That fizzled away to marketing orientation. Now this is the beginning of what we have as today, was where this marketing orientation um, was released as a response to the limitation of product and sales orientations, right? So the limitations of the previous orientation led to businesses focusing on marketing. So this era emphasized the importance of understanding your customers. You don't just wake up and then assume that you know what they need. You have to actually work towards understanding what they need and then meeting their needs. So products and services were aligned with customer needs and preferences at this stage. So it wasn't business as usual where so we have a product now, so you must like our product. The products were built to custom fit the audience or the targeted customers. So in this point, production began with what the ideal customer needed. So this was where it shifted from a product and sales orientation to marketing orientation. So from there, that is when marketing shifted towards a relationship management system. And this began when globalization began, right? So you have businesses that are that can now serve clients beyond their immediate area. As I said before, product orientation and sales orientation was mostly area based. So then you had companies having area managers and all of that. But then now we have the internet. We have businesses headquartered in the US, for instance, in San Francisco, and we are in not all of us, everybody that is watching this video now, no, I'm very sure that everybody watching this video will most likely not be in San Francisco, right? So marketers had to shift from assuming the target client is one place and then to accommodate like the idea of globalization in business. So with the rise of globalization and of course the internet, businesses began to recognize the value of building long-term relationship with customers. Now, another effect of internet of the quote and unquote internalization, globalization and the use of internet for business was that you realize that customers were now made aware of a variety of competitors. So before, you could know one or two competitors as a customer, but because of the internet, like I believe if you think of a product now, you can think of up to 6 or 7 customers, and if you don't know up to 6 or 7, you can go and browse, and you'll find an alternative in the numbers to a product you're thinking of. So that was when marketing now, began to be relationship based. There was a relationship marketing aspect of this evolution. So from relationship marketing, relationship marketing focused on nurturing customer loyalty, satisfaction through personalized interaction and ongoing communication. This is when custom marketers started building personalized experience for users. Um, One of the key performance indicators for marketers at this level was to find out the number of returning customers. So it's not enough to have people use your product 1 time, 2 times. Is how many people come back? How many times do they come back? Every time they have a need, do they choose you as the preferred provider, service provider, or product provider? Then marketing evolved from that level to integrated marketing, right? So in the digital age, marketing has become very complex as consumers have started engaging with brands across multiple channels such as social media, websites, and mobile apps. So integrated marketing like builds a full experience for the customers through all these touch points. So that's where you create like a funnel where a customer from your social media can go to your website. So from your Instagram page, they can go to your website. From your website, they can go to your Twitter page, go to the LinkedIn and all of that. So your YouTube or everything that builds that experience for your customers. Integrated marketing started focusing on that aspect of marketing or that orientation. Then integrated marketing moved from being integrated to a holistic marketing approach where marketing evolved to cover all aspects of customer experience. So from the initial awareness to post purchase support, it's not just about the product, is branding, customer service, societal impact. Businesses started focusing on the impact of their business. So it's at this point where companies consider if their products are ethical. What we are producing or we're putting out there, does it help the continent or the global space like at large? Human is the quality of human life improved by what we are doing? How can we contribute to issues that are happening around? So this was the beginning. I think this also crosses over to the sustainability era, but this holistic marketing began the consciousness, societal consciousness for business and their marketing approach. Then, of course, we now moved fully into digital marketing. So, because of social media, search engines, emails, websites, digital marketing now, built a new opportunity for marketing, which included targeting, personalization, measuring marketing efforts. So while this is a good thing, it's because it provides companies more options for growth and whatnot. It also presented a challenge, which is the issue of information overload, privacy concerns. What are companies doing with the data they accumulate when people use their services? So these are like everything that these are the issues that digital marketing also provided, as it provided a new way of marketing to customers. Then, of course, in recent times, another way marketing has evolved is through content marketing, because we are in a content creation like era. So marketing has gone from just being static to being dynamic. So that is why you see marketing strategies including content creation. If you check places like TikTok, before and this content marketing thing went from being two dimensional to three dimensional. So we had content in the form of blog posts, short form blogs, articles, and all of that. And now social media is now promoting video based content. So content marketing now includes dynamic content beyond just reading. You can now um, watch companies market to you, because that is how it is preferred now amongst most platforms. Then this whole thing now moved towards the introduction of analytics and data science. So now marketing now includes using data to understand your customer behavior and preference. So data science and analytics is this data driven marketing gives room to the marketing technology aspect of marketing evolution, because you have to be someone who knows how to interpret data to use it, because you could have an overload of marketing data. How many times do people view your website, website traffic? And if you're not someone who knows how to interpret the data you have, it could be blank. So as a marketer, we've evolved. I think this is still ongoing. Anyway, it's the major core of marketing tactics at this present, because if you're someone who manages social media platforms, you'd see where you can generate a company's insights, social media insights, because marketing is now data driven. You need data to know, okay, so if we're putting our effort here, how much result is, where are we wasting our time? Where do users, operate it? What happens? What time of the day do they visit our website? Which of our products are they interacting with the more? Which do they like? Which don't they like? These are the things that data-driven marketing provides. So you can see we went from focusing, marketing evolved from focusing on the product only to now focusing on the users personally, down to the core of a user's experience with a brand. And then finally, because of things like climate change, of course, war concerns and company crisis or whatever, there is now the sustainable marketing. So, in response to growing environmental and social concerns, many businesses are adopting sustainable marketing practices. So, which includes promoting eco-friendly products, supporting social causes, and transparently communicating corporate values. So, these things may not mean a lot, but in most corporate setting, companies are now getting involved in social causes to also build marketing, because many customers now like to identify with businesses that are aligned to their personal value. Case in point is you could be working for a company who produces, let's say, straws, and a customer says, "Hey, I don't want to buy straws that would cause global pollution. I want to use paper straws or whatever." And then, or you're a marketer for a company that produces sushi or something, and they are like, "Oh, hey, we're pescatarians or we are vegans, we don't eat humans or something. You're marketing a hamburger brand, I think. um, you could find ways to say, okay, so we have people who are now actively rejecting animal meat. So can we create a vegan solution to promote inclusivity and diversity? So sustainability and environmental concerns is something that marketers are now looking to include in marketing practices. So let's look at the importance of marketing in businesses. Of course, very important. There is no business growth without customers. There's no business without people paying money for their business. Marketing is essential to attract new customers and expand customer base. A business had 10 customers before. Marketing allows the customer base to grow from 10 to 100 or 10 to 20 or 10 to 50. That's the stretch of how the business grows. Customer retention. Marketing allows for longevity of a customer's relationship with a business. So it's not just to acquire new businesses. Marketing makes sure that the customers are retained. It builds a loyalty culture within the company's customer base. So, and this is done by excellent customer service, personalized experience, ongoing communication. So the main goal is to build loyalty and to encourage customers coming back to you. When they have to make a choice, they should always choose the brand you're marketing. Of course, marketing expansion. Sorry, we are operating in Nigeria, we want to expand to Ghana, we want to expand to Kenya, we want to expand to South Africa, we want to expand to Benin and Togo. Marketing builds a strategy, a localization strategy. How do we create a marketing entry strategy? What's the game plan? Um, Marketing localizes the plan for the new market you want to enter. I'm building a marketing strategy for a company that wants to enter Togo. The first thing I've spent most of my time doing is, okay, so how do we what's the anglophone African customers need is not the same thing that it doesn't mean the same thing to the francophone African community. So while most of us are very aggressive in Nigeria, very fast, the customer in Togo just wants something very peaceful. Life is slow, life is gentle, a life at the beach, evening at the beach, lie down at the park, have life easy. So as a marketer, you're building an experience for a Togolese customer that feels like home to them. You're doing the same for Ghana. You have to include a lot of egg in the conversation. You also want to you want to spark a conversation, for instance. You have to somehow create that rivalry, build on the trend of the Jollof Wars thing, localize the experience, or build everything down to the marketing material you create has to be localized. Include the Ghana logo, the Ghana flag colors into your marketing material. Use the local language if you can. The marketing team tends to build like a local team that best can interact best with the local team with the new market. So marketing allows for for market expansion, competitive advantage. There is no law that says you will be the only one serving a particular customer. There is no law. The only thing is that as a marketer, you're there to win. You're there to find a competitive advantage that your brand has. So you find a way to your unique point could be that you are cheaper, that you are faster, that you are better. So as a marketer, your goal is to figure out the strengths of the company you're marketing or the brand or even yourself. Figure out the strength, highlight it, address customer need, and adapt to what is trending at this time. So businesses that understand their competitive advantage can build that edge and then stand out in a crowded marketplace. So that's what marketing does. And of course, as I said before, revenue generation. Ultimately, the goal of marketing is to drive revenue and profitability. So by increasing sales, maximizing customer lifetime value, and optimizing pricing strategies, marketing directly contributes to the bottom line and ensures the financial success of the business. If you do not care about the finance of a business, you are not fit to be a marketer then, because you are the lifeline of the business. I have managed a marketing team where the marketing people, the team I was managing, they didn't care. It was more like I just want my salary, you know. I just want to get paid and I want to go. And as soon as they were able to make sales, they found other jobs with other companies, and the company was struggling. I had to do like the job of everybody together. Now, it's your choice. You're not obligated to stay with the company so long. But first of all, as a marketer that has personal values, you shouldn't be marketing a product you don't believe in. You shouldn't be with a company that doesn't align with your personal goals, right? And you need to understand that you are there to make sure that the company succeeds financially. It's one of the core things. It's one of the main reasons you're there. Revenue generation is the reason you're there, and companies will reward you for how well you can generate revenue for them as a marketer. So ultimately, you have to do your job, and your job is, so let's figure out the revenue target for the month and let's meet it. If you're not doing that, you need to find another job in the company. Now, brand building. Now, the marketer focuses on, of course, brand building. The marketing is essential for building and maintaining a strong brand identity. So you as a marketer, you have to create consistent messaging, visual design, customer experiences. Businesses can shape perception, build trust, and establish emotional connection with their audience. You need to, there's a popular thing they say, if you want to market to Nigerians, create a sense of fear. Fear is an emotion, right? Um, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything about that, but it's a general theory that if you want to sell a product to Nigerians effectively and easily, create that emotion of, if I don't have it now, I'm losing a lot. Like, if I don't get it now, no, 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 I've lost it. You know. So as a marketer, you're to understand the different things you can do to create this level of emotions, the various emotions that make customers stay with you. So that's what you do as a marketer. Then market research and insights. You are not, we are in the era of data and driven activities. You need to be able to gather data, analyze data, and use that data to market. So this information is very valuable for making informed decisions, identifying opportunities, and staying ahead of the competition. You can't stay ahead of a competition you don't understand. You cannot beat a game you don't understand. You cannot win in a game you don't understand. And it's through market research that you understand what you're getting into. Maybe you could be working on a strategy, you could be approaching marketing a product from a holistic orientation or a product orientation, right? And other competitors in that space are, going with a data driven approach. You're losing because from the very beginning you're not understanding what's happening. So market research is important. Then innovation and adaptation. You need to be innovative as a marketer. You need to understand how to improve the quality of the marketing services you're doing, right? So marketing drives innovation by identifying unmet needs and finding creative ways to solve and address them. So how do you do this is by listening to customer feedback, monitor market changes, and experiment with new ideas. Um, Businesses can respond in a rapidly evolving environment. Now, I'm going to speak on adaptability from a point of what happened during COVID. So, I'm very sure many businesses had a lot of marketing projections, financial projections, blah, 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 blah. No one predicted that the whole world was going to be on shutdown, on lockdown, right? But many the businesses that thrived were the businesses that adapted. Businesses like Zoom, for instance, who were from the ongoing innovative, in some way forecasted a time where people would meeting. People would be together without actually being together. Their products fit it to the changing times. Then companies that were, operating at that point had to find a way to adapt. I do remember that at COVID, someone was telling me of how she applied for a loan and she was unable to pay her loan. And then she said that the loan agents called her to say, oh, they've looked at what's happening. So instead of paying her loan, I think her loan was up to 40,000 or 50,000. They told her that she could pay her loan back in 5,000 something. They were not going to add interest. They were not going to add interest. They were not going to call her often because they understood that the times were hard. Um, I don't know how they survived that event, but what the only thing I remember getting from that story was that, oh, it's nice that they adapted to the customer's experience because many customers at that point were really struggling, and you can't be blind to what's happening. It's not their fault. Community engagement. Marketing is not just about selling products, it's about building relationships and fostering a sense of community. Do your customers feel they are part of something big? Or is it just about, oh, you bought something from me today? That's all. So social media engagement and other initiatives kind of brings people close. GT Bank does their food festival or something. Yeah, they do other businesses, other corporate businesses do like fashion shows or something like that to connect with their customers on a level beyond coming to them. I know Zenith Bank, I think they do a festival too, end of the year or so. So that community having Christmas parties or having competitions that boost events that boost customer interaction is one way that marketing helps businesses. Then, of course, market risk mitigation. So, risk mitigation is not just for people who are dealing with money. And, of course, in a way, you're dealing with money, the revenue that a company is generating. So, marketing can help you mitigate the risk by diversifying revenue streams, building a resilient brand, and maintaining a positive reputation. So, by staying proactive and adaptive, businesses can weather and emerge. So it's the role of a marketer to say, okay, hey, we may be running out of revenue growth from this line of services or this line of product. Let's diversify. We are a coffee shop, for instance. So why don't we rent out our space, expand, and we rent out our space for people to work and pay us to work in our space? You see, so marketing allows for risk mitigation and allows to diversify revenue streams for a company. So that is all for the first part of the marketing class. As I said, I will be updating the trainings now so we can catch up with the track because we are quite behind. My fault, sorry. But this week, by the end of this week, we'll be on track. So I'll be sending this for Monday, and then I'll send the rest Tuesday, Wednesday, no, Wednesday and Thursday, and plus the live class.